Hi everyone, I'm Kathleen. Welcome to my kitchen. I hope you're enjoying the last few weeks of summer. Today we're going to make a delicious blueberry lemon muffin recipe from Ella Vegan, and these truly are my favorite vegan muffins I've ever had. So the first thing you're going to do is use your favorite plant milk, unsweetened plant milk. This is almond milk, which I have made, which is also on my channel if you're interested. Actually, I think Wade made it, my husband. So this is 3/4 cup of your favorite unsweetened plant milk. And then we're gonna add in a tablespoon of lemon juice. And this is fresh squeezed lemon juice from our tree. And we're just gonna stir that together. This is gonna sit and become quote unquote buttermilk. So we're gonna let that sit here for a few minutes. And while you hear that, I've also preheated the oven at 360, which is kind of a random number, but 360. Now we're gonna move on to our dry ingredients. So we're gonna do 2 different flours. This is 1 cup, heaping cup of oat flour. So you can buy oat flour from Bob's Red Mill. You can just take dry oats and stick them in a dry blender and blend it and make your own oat flour. And then we're gonna use 1 cup of gluten-free flour. And I show this a lot, but I want to show it again. This is Bob's Red Mill gluten-free all-purpose baking flour. And if you don't have oat flour, I think you're fine to just use 2 cups of this gluten-free flour. Then we're going to move on and add some baking powder. So if possible, you can get aluminum-free. We want them to rise, so we're going to do a teaspoon and a half of baking powder. It's a very, very simple recipe. And then 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. And again, I'll put a link to the recipe. And 1/4 teaspoon salt. And you can omit that if you are not using salt. So just those 5 things. 2 different flours if needed, baking soda, baking powder, and some salt. So I just want to stir that together. And then we're going to go back over to our buttermilk / plant milk lemon concoction over here, okay? And we're going to add the rest of the liquid ingredients. So for sweetener, there's no sugar unless you want to do the topping, which we'll get to in a minute. You can use maple syrup. I get this organic Kirkland maple syrup. It's a pound from Costco. We love it. So we're going to use that. And then there is oil in this recipe. She does say in the directions that you can try applesauce. I have not used applesauce. I'm reducing it just a smidgen. I'm using avocado, Simple Truth organic avocado oil because my body really likes avocado. It says 2.5 tablespoons. I'm doing 2. You could reduce it even more if you wanted, or again, try the applesauce. I normally don't use a lot of oil, but I'm just doing it today because the one time I made these muffins, they were heavenly because they were moist. And I think it was because of the oil. I hate to admit it myself. And then we're going to add some vanilla because everything tastes better with some vanilla. And again, Costco. And I'm going to do a teaspoon and a half, a little bit of half there, of our vanilla. All right. And that's it for the liquid ingredients. All we really have left is the blueberries, so you can see how simple it is. All right, so we're going to stir that together real good. Then we're going to combine it with our dry ingredients. So there's no vegan egg, no vegan butter because we are using the avocado oil instead. Oat flour is a bit binding, so that is a positive about using the oat flour. So I want to get that last little bit of sweetener. But okay, let's go ahead and pour this in together. So if you can do the oat flour, do it just for that sake, because the first time I made these, I did use oat flour. Okay, so let's stir all this together. I love muffins. I guess I could say I'm just kind of lazy. I don't usually make them. I eat other things for breakfast, but it's really been a nice treat to have something different or to have it as a treat just even later in the day. And this will make 8 muffins. If you want to make more, you could always double it. Already smells amazing. Keep going with that. And then we're just going to fold in our blueberries. And get these delicious organic blueberries, also from Costco. So you're going to fold in just a cup of blueberries. Excuse me, a cup and a half of blueberries. This looks like I could have done a few more. All right, it's coming together. Now, for the tricky part, come on over here. We're going to dish them up into this muffin pan, and I'm going to try something here. You could do an ice cream scoop. Maybe that would make it a little bit easier. Let me grab my ice cream scoop. Here we go. Which is really not for ice cream. It's a cookie dough scoop. But I think this might make it easier because it was a little messy last time. Probably one of the reasons I'm lazy about making muffins. But let's see if this enhances our muffin making experience. So this will make, again, 8. So we're going to try to divide it up evenly. So I'll do a couple scoops, see how I'm doing rationing the batter. And I know it is messy. Okay. The lemon really makes it so delicious. Oh gosh. Okay. So I'm going to keep doing these. I don't want to make you wait. So then we're going to bake them for 25 to 30 minutes. And then I'll be back in a minute. Okay, the muffins are done. They smell incredible. I cooked them for 27 minutes. I stuck a toothpick in to make sure they were done. And I added extra blueberries, which you don't need to do. Now they're like bursting with blueberries. The first time I made it, I only used a cup and a half, and that's plenty, unless you really love blueberries like I do. So now we're gonna make an optional glaze. The recipe calls for a sugar replacement. I think it's like xylitol. I'm actually gonna use good old powdered sugar. Simple Truth Organic. I've put 2 tablespoons in the cup, and I'll write this out. And you want to start light on the plant milk. I always do too much plant milk. So let's just try a teaspoon. And it's fine if you add too much. You just need more and more powdered sugar. But let's get this going. So that's much better. 1 teaspoon unsweetened plant milk with 2 tablespoons powdered sugar. Okay, and now you can try pouring it with a measuring cup. I'm just going to use this little spoon, and we're just going to do a little drizzle. And I've let these cool for, I mean, you might even wait 30 minutes. Otherwise, this will just melt. Wade's like, pour on the glaze. So you can omit this if you don't want any sugar, just the maple syrup in the muffins. And you can make more or less, whatever you need.
It looks yummy. I think that's a 1/4 teaspoon, so 2 scoops would be a total of a 1/2 teaspoon, right?
Oh, excuse me, yes, thank you. For the plant milk?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yes, 1/2, thank you. I'm not used to using my 1/4. All right, winding down. I'll be sure and take the one with less.
Thank you.
Just nice to have that little sweet on top. And we are going to devour them. And it'll solidify a little bit more. So I'd really let them cool. These could have even cooled more. But I hope you'll make them. They're super delicious. Blueberry lemon vegan muffins from Ella Vegan. And thank you always for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please click like and subscribe. And as always, thank you for saving animals with your food choices. Have a great week.